Here, Adrian, we've lost 3-2 at home to Wolves. A really disappointing result again, but the performance probably wasn't as bad as it has been in recent weeks. But again, with nothing to show for it and falling further behind the top four race, how do you assess the situation?
Well, there were definitely positives to take from the game. I mean, I should feel gutted like most fans, Spurs fans, but I'm not gutted. I mean, we gifted the game to them really with silly mistakes, and we scored 2 nice goals. I'm not a fan of 5 at the back, but I thought Dyer had his best game in a Spurs shirt this season, and looks like Mourinho, he's obviously worked with the team this week, he's had the 8 days off, so tactically, that was fine, and Dyer looked good, so it looks like he may find a role for him now, because when everyone's fit, people are going to be fighting for their midfield spots, because we've got so much quality, and that's what I thought shone today for us, actually, the quality. I mean, the link-up play with Winks and Lo Celso was excellent, I thought. And we were finding space and feeding people in on the flanks, and Mora was getting his fair share of the ball. He didn't win all the headers, and we kept it down in the first half. Because a lot of fans I know, and the group I run, I mean, like, there were murmurs of discontent about us playing the long ball. We hit a few more long balls in the second half, but it wasn't all long ball and trying to win the second ball, and we had a lot of possession. So that was pleasing in getting forward. And it shows that we can score goals without Kane and Son. Obviously, you want them fit and playing, but Ali's our second highest goal scorer. You know, Mora's the third highest goal scorer, and Lamela after him, but Lamela's not fit. And if you create chances in the box, you only need someone to get onto them. I mean, we know that Kane and Son will give you that bit of individual brilliance outside the box and break through and score, or run from distance. But as long as you're creating chances, and we showed it today. There's a lot of quality in this squad now. Even when Gedson come on, he wasn't on for long, but you can see he's got something about him. And Ndombele again, he come on. You can see, well, we all know he just looks quality. He's class written all over him. So, like, the future's bright, but the point is, we can't keep losing games if we're going to finish 4th or 5th, depending what happens to the Man City situation. So we've got to keep going. Like today, no points. Man United drew, I heard. So we're 5 points behind Chelsea. It's still doable, but we do make it hard for ourselves, So, but it's still doable. I mean, we've got to play Sheffield United. We've got to play. Who else is around us? We've got to play Sheffield United.
Man United are playing a couple of weeks' time.
Chelsea's still got to play, I think they've got to play Liverpool and Man City. So I think this top 4, top 5, and I think it will be top 5, because City are not going to get away with that ban. Even if they are, they're not going to get away. I think it's going to go at the wire to the end of the season.
So for you, given the fact there were positivities today in the performance, and there was a bit of an improvement in terms of learning how to play without Kane and Son, going forward for the end of the season, do you reckon that'll stand us in good stead in the race for the top 4? Maybe we still have a chance?
Yeah, it will. It will stand us in good stead, because we know they're quality players that we've introduced to the squad. It's not like we've bought donkeys, I mean, like, Ndombele's a quality player, we know that. Lo Celso's looking better every time he plays. In fact, he outshone Winks today. Winks was looking for him a lot today, wasn't he, So, like, you thought, because he's confident that he'll do something more forward with the ball. If he's got to sit back that little bit behind him, he was probably told to do that, right? So you can see they've worked on this. He's no mug, People were starting to like grumble about the way we were playing the long ball. We don't have to. We've got enough quality, and like I said, if you can get people in the box, you just need someone on the end of them. I mean, Bergwijn scored again today, which was good, Aurier got one, but he gave a couple of sloppy passes away in the first half before he settled down. And I thought Lucas impressed. Sometimes he holds on or dwells on the ball a bit too long, but he's twisted and turned. But you can't fault his passion, his fight, because even when he was on the ground and all that, and that's what I like. I see that out today from a few players. Ndombele did it as well when he was down, still trying to get control of the ball and lay it off, Ali, I thought Ali was okay today. I mean, he didn't go on, but he grafted and he tried to make things work. We've got a lot of quality in that team. We just need to turn all this quality into wins and points.
How do you go about fixing the defensive problems though? Just because we keep leaking silly goals and sloppy goals at the back, and we've tried every sort of combination we kind of can think of really in defence. So how do we move forward? And considering as well, Jose is supposed to be a coach who improves defences. He hasn't really improved ours too much, has he?
I think our biggest problem has been, and has been since the season started, even though I think Aurier is a liability at times, I know he scored today, is the fact that we've never solved the defensive midfielder problem to protect the back four. Once we sort that problem out, I think we'll be a lot better. And if it is in front of a back four, and it may be that he should revert to his favoured formation, which he's been with other clubs, of a 4-3-3. I mean, and have that extra midfielder in there, you know. So as we have got one that's sort of sitting back, because 4-2-3-1's fine when you're at home. It's fine if you're more attack-minded, but when you're away from home, I think you need that bit extra infield. There's been times when Winks has been criticised for his play, but when he's had to like try and impose his game against like three opposing midfielders, because one of our second midfielders had to go right to cover for Aurier, you know. And I still don't rate Aurier. I know he scored a goal, but he's not good enough because.
He makes a lot of mistakes, but he is contributing in the final third more than most of our other players.
Well, as Alistair Gold said in one of his iPods, he went, well, if that's just a question of having someone like Aurier on the right because he gets forward and gets goals, why not play a right winger there instead of him and have a right back behind him, you know, and like I make him right. Don't get me wrong, at least he looks to take the last man on Aurier when he's down there, which Rose stopped doing at Tottenham when he was here, you know. He stopped doing it, I don't know why. So, and if you're playing five at the back, the only other criticism I've got, you want two full-backs that bomb on, like Rose and Walker at their best. And that is not going to happen. You'll get Aurier will bomb on, and then he seems to be out of position a lot of times, you know. So the goals and maybe the odd assist probably disguise him, but that doesn't wear with me, because I don't think he's good enough to wear a Spurs shirt. His first job is a defender. He's a defender. If you're a right back or a left back, you defend. That's your first.
But in modern football, look at Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's not the best defensively, but he because he's so good going forward, and they play him at right back, and he's one of the best right backs in the world currently. So the modern day fullback has to be able to contribute in the final third.
Team function in all areas like Liverpool do, apart from yesterday when they got spanked, then I think you get away with it. But we don't. You don't get away. We're still a disjointed team. We've got so much quality, but we're just a disjointed team. I mean, like, Bergwijn scored again today. He isn't fully integrated yet. Ndombele's played one 90-minute game, I think, in 24 appearances. He's come on half hours, 20 minutes and all that. I mean, he looks a superb player, right? But he hasn't. He's got to be consistently. He's got to be fit and give us more 90-minute games. So he isn't fully integrated. Jedson's not fully integrated yet, and yet people are crying for Parrott to be brought in the scene. And even today, friends were saying like, "What about Keone Teti? Because he's 6'6" and scored 2 goals for the under-18s yesterday, you know, and we nicked him off of Notts County." So. No, they're not ready. If they were ready, McDermott, who's in charge of the academy development, I mean, he would be saying to them. They always ask him. So that's why Parrott was brought on late. The crowd cheered, but you know, I thought, well, to give a guy a chance, they need at least 25, 30 minutes on the field. You know, not 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You know, so but. I'm liking the quality in the players out there. I'm seeing more of them there, and like. Even Jedson today, I thought, I see a couple of his runs in a couple of previous games, and I thought, yeah, you've got something about you. We'll see how you turn out. And we haven't even mentioned Sessegnon. He's another one who needs to be integrated in the team. And Jack Clark's at QPR. They'll probably have a good look at him in close season.
You're a lot more positive than most of the other fans, I must say. Cheers for coming on, Adrian.
No,
appreciate it.
Thank you.